All right, everybody, welcome to another deep dive. We like to really get into the data, and today we're looking at XRP.
Yeah.
I'm seeing some really interesting stuff about its price.
Yeah, XRP, it's always kind of been in the news, but it's a little different than some of the other big cryptocurrencies out there.
Yeah, and today we're going to look at what's going on with the price, like where it's at now and where it might be going.
Absolutely.
I have some really cool sources here that you sent over, and I'm really excited to dig into them.
Yeah.
So one of these sources mentions that XRP's price has actually dipped just a little bit recently,
Yeah, just a tad.
like almost 2%
Yeah, in the last day, so not a huge dip.
in the past 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's around like $3.10 right now.
Right.
But what does that even mean? Like, is that significant or is that...
Well, that's a great question, and that's what we're going to try to figure out.
Yeah.
The source talks about this idea of a trading channel,
Okay.
kind of like a range that the price is kind of bouncing between.
Yeah. So right now it's between about $3.09 and $3.13.
So is it kind of like stuck in traffic right now?
Yeah, it's kind of in a holding pattern, you could say.
Okay.
And one of the things that kind of backs that up is that there's really low trading volume right now.
So nobody's really buying or selling?
Yeah, everyone's kind of like sitting on the sidelines waiting to see what's going to happen.
Interesting.
It's like a tug of war where both sides are just kind of, holding steady.
Right.
No one's really pulling very hard right now.
Gotcha. Okay, so short term, it sounds like, it's not doing a whole lot, but the source also mentions the medium-term outlook, and I'm
Yeah.
kind of curious to know what that is.
Yeah, so the source highlights this idea of a weekly mum. Close above $3.40.
Above $3.40.
And so basically what that means is if at the end of this week, the price of XRP closes above $3.40,
Right.
that could be a really bullish sign that the price is ready to move up.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, and in fact, the source even says that it could test the $3.60 to $3.80 range.
Wow.
If it can break through that $3.40 level,
So we might see a significant jump.
potentially.
But
Yeah.
this is all, based on if it can break through that.
Yeah, it's a big if.
Yeah.
And it's important to remember that this source is really focused on technical analysis.
What's that mean?
So technical analysis is basically looking at the charts, looking at the patterns,
Okay.
trying to predict future price movements based on past price movements.
Gotcha.
But that's not the whole picture.
What else is there?
You also have to look at the fundamentals.
Okay. What are those?
Things like, adoption of XRP,
Yeah.
like are more companies starting to use it?
Right.
What are the regulations looking like around the world? Are they getting more favorable or less favorable?
Yeah.
And then also just overall market sentiment.
Okay.
Is there a general feeling of optimism or pessimism in the cryptocurrency market?
Right.
All of those things can have a big impact on price.
So are you saying that, like, while everyone's looking at the charts and trying to figure out what's going to happen
Yeah.
based on these patterns, you know what, if something else happens that's maybe good news for XRP,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it goes way up.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, imagine like a big payment provider, like,
Yeah.
a really, really big one
Yeah.
comes out and says, hey, we're going to start using XRP for all of our cross-border payments.
Right.
I mean, that could send the price skyrocketing regardless of what the charts say.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's really important to kind of look at the big picture.
So you're saying, like, don't just focus on, like, the little, the squiggly lines on the chart,
Exactly.
but, like, think about what's actually happening in the world.
Yeah, think about the big picture.
Okay.
Because that's what's really going to drive the price in the long run.
Awesome. So just to kind of recap, it sounds like XRP is kind of in a holding pattern right now.
Yep.
But there's potential for it to go up or down,
Absolutely.
depending on a few different factors.
Yep. Exactly.
It could break through that $3.40 level and, start a new trend.
Right.
Or it could, get some bad news or something and drop down.
Yeah. Or it could just kind of stay where it is for a while longer.
Yeah.
It's hard to say for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a wait and see.
Exactly.
But it sounds like, there's some stuff to be optimistic about.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that it's holding steady in this trading channel,
Yeah.
that's actually a pretty good sign.
Okay.
It means that there's support at that lower level.
Yeah.
And if it can break through that resistance at $3.40,
Right.
who knows what could happen?
So given everything that we've talked about today, what do you think is going to happen with the price of XRP?
I mean, it's really tough to say. I think it's really going to depend on those fundamental factors.
Yeah.
If we see some big news come out that's positive for XRP,
Right.
I think we could definitely see it break through that $3.40 level and move higher.
Okay.
But if things kind of stay the same, maybe it just kind of hangs out in this trading channel for a while longer. It's
Yeah.
really hard to say for sure.
What do you think? I don't know. I'm going to have to do a little more research.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a little bit optimistic, I think.
Yeah.
I think that, with the growing adoption of crypto in general
Right.
and, XRP being, kind of a leader in the cross-border payment space,
Yeah.
I think that there's a good chance that we could see some positive price movement in the future.
Yeah. I mean, that's certainly possible.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely a coin to keep an eye on,
Yeah.
for sure.
So I guess that's it for today's Dab Dive on XRP.
Yeah.
What an interesting coin.
Yeah, definitely a lot going on there.
Yeah, so I hope you learned something today.
Me too.
And, if you're interested in learning more about XRP or about crypto in general,
Yeah.
make sure to check out the show notes.
Yeah, we'll have links to all the sources that we talked about.
Exactly. And until next time, happy trading, everybody.
See you later.
Goodbye.
Bye.